talking about the manufacturing industry, already we were seeing the market was slow, and
Yeah.
currently we get to hear that with the zero GDP and with more than 4 weeks of lockdown, there has come a big slowdown in the manufacturing industry. So,
Hmm.
how can SMBs, especially in the manufacturing industry, can turn around the situation?
Yes. Yeah. I mean, the situation seems to be really grim. Okay, as projected, but I think this could actually be a very good blessing in disguise for our industries, because the first and foremost thing that needs to be looked at is the China factor. Okay,
Hmm.
our biggest threat was China, and China was absolutely dominating the manufacturing domain. But with this current situation, with the coronavirus coming out of China, there is a lot of negative sentiment about China. And I guess the global business community has really understood and identified that focusing only in one market, or focusing depending totally on one
Depend.
market for manufacturing, is going to be a big risk, as we have all found out.
Yeah.
Hence, hence the global community is definitely now going to look at other options to invest or set their bases.
Hmm.
And this exactly becomes the huge opportunity for India. If we really are able to create that kind of infrastructure, ease of
Hmm.
doing business, and enable our businesses to function smoothly
Okay.
with the taxations and those kind of things, then this can really be the biggest push that our industry needed.
Right.
And therefore, instead of looking at this as a really painful situation, we should be looking forward to the possibilities that can arise out of this.
Right. But
Again, if we are ready.
yes. But
Yeah.
also, do you think that can you let us know that how can manufacturing business can transform themselves to digital?
Hmm.
Means how can they, and will this
Okay.
how they this can help them to make the
Yeah,
situation
yeah, yeah.
turn around the situation?
Correct. Now, leading from these lockdowns, then there will be partial lockdowns, then there will be a release, and this is going to take time, right? So then, in such
Right.
cases, what needs to be done? Most businesses will have to look at digital ways of transforming their businesses in any case, because there are going to be a lot of labor laws coming in. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
then a lot of localization of labor is going to happen, traveling of labor from one place to another. There are going to be a lot of regulations there. So there's going to
Right.
be a disruption for some time there. So for businesses to function smoothly, okay, if they are very labor dependent,
Mm-hmm.
then they are going to face further problems. Therefore, with digitization, what businesses can really achieve is a smooth functioning, uh, with all the regulations in place. Smooth functioning of businesses can happen through digitization. For example, if you really look at IoT and AI as the two key markets that are going to really boom in this phase, because a lot of industrialization can be automated using IoT.
Okay.
Okay, so you may have a workshop with 10 machines, and then if you enable it with IoT, then the manager can actually operate those machines sitting somewhere else,
Mm-hmm.
right? He may not have to be there, or his workers may not have to be physically present there all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, this will really help and enable manufacturing industries to operate smoothly, whether there's a lockdown, whether there's a partial shutdown, or whatever.
Right.
So, SMBs, if they can make these kind of investments now, those investments will pay them in the long term very, very big time.
Right.
Right, then at the administrative levels, they can look at digital automation,
Mm-hmm.
right, where they can have automated communication mechanisms, CRMs, ERPs, which are all very well integrated. And so passing of data again becomes more mechanized, more automated, rather than having to depend on people to be available for communications.
Yeah.
If
These are
this
the like,
factor is,
sorry to
yeah,
interrupt,
go ahead.
these platforms that you mentioned, that is for the internal operative to get it smoothened, or it should not stop.
Yes,
But what about
yes,
the client sides or the customer sides?
correct. So for external communications, again, CRMs can be integrated for external communication as well. For customer engagement, also CRMs can be very effectively used, right? Then there is going to be a lot in terms of, for example, the sales and marketing teams,
Yeah,
which will not be
they are
able to
still, they
move.
are not on field.
Correct, they are on the field, right? So meeting with customers is going to be a problem. Face-to-face meetings is going to be a problem,
Right.
correct? And we are seeing Zoom meetings and other webinar tools like WebEx, etc., are really gaining importance, and people are getting tuned to using those software. So
Mm.
using these digital tools, presentations are going to be possible. 3D modeling can be a very, very powerful way. Augmented reality, virtual reality presentations of
Yeah.
machines, of products can be very, very effectively presented via internet and 3D tools. So if these kind of virtual presentations, virtual meetings, and virtual setups can be created for sales and
Mm.
marketing teams, then their communications with external customers is going to be easier. And what's more, it will also we'll also see that the uh, sales cycles will reduce because the communication will be quick and the decisions probably will be more faster from the customer end.
Right.
So if manufacturing industries can invest in these technologies, then it can be very, very useful. We've already talked about O2O, right? In
Yes.
the beginning of the year, we talked about O2O, which talks about offline to online and online to offline. So that kind of mix will have to be done now with the situations coming. So only for the most critical meetings or presentations, you have a field team, and for all the other regular communications, you have your digital platforms working for you.
Right.
So that kind of communication will always be really the way forward. Account-based marketing is another one. I think we are looking at gaining new customers, which is always the case with all businesses. Look at existing customers, because as your business is transforming, your customers' businesses are also transforming. Correct?
Right.
Your existing customers, and since their existing businesses are also transforming, new requirements will come up.
Mm-hmm.
Correct? So research into your customers' businesses. Check how they are making, what transformations are happening there, whether you can be a part of that transformation, how you can deliver solutions in that transformation. That becomes added business for you, right? So this is account-based marketing. This is how businesses can really look at transforming themselves digitally. It it's a it's an investment upfront, but this investment will definitely pay in the long term.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Yeah,
So
means
so what else? Anything else?
no, because as we see, we talk about the other businesses, but the major hit that is been observed is in the manufacturing industry, because it's a complete lockdown situation currently.
Mm.
So I'm sure that most of the SMBs will be in the dilemma that
Mm.
what next, or how to come out of this situation later
Yes.
stage. So I think what
Exactly.
platforms and digitization that you mentioned, and if they start looking at and start implementing at this stage,
Hmm.
so I think beyond this lockdown situation also, in future any disruptions are there, so they are ready for it.
Exactly. So this is like going to be a capital investment for the future, and this
Right.
is the way forward now, because lockdowns is like the new normal that's going to happen. Okay, so we have to be prepared for it. All businesses have to be prepared for it, especially the manufacturing industries in India, which are more labor intensive, and with localization of most businesses happening now, that seems to be the way forward. I think the more they invest in digital technologies, the more they will be geared to handle these kind of disruptions and shakeups, and ensure that their operations happen smoothly, and that
Right.
their business and sales cycles are not affected much in the future.
Right.
And for
Yes.
general turnaround, we've already talked about in the previous videos on how businesses can manage their current situations. But
Correct.
for manufacturing specifically, looking in the long term, this could be the digital roadmap for them.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Thanks.
Yeah,
Bye.
thank you. Hope this video was helpful for you. If you have, please share your feedback in comments or write to us in email at business@zoomyourtraffic.com. Thank you for watching this video.